So I'm Caroline Marchal, I'm Creative Director and CEO at Interior Night. We make narrative games. And I did a talk about the things we do, which is create multiplayer, story-driven experiences for a broad audience and why we love it. The talk went super well, it was very fun to be on stage, and it's nice to have the space to share what you love and why you love it and what you deeply believe in. And hopefully the audience found it insightful as well. I had a few questions afterwards, people coming to ask more questions, and that was nice. In terms of what's the narrative potential of video games, I think we're living in very interesting times. Games have global appeal in terms of IP and in terms of audience, and they're critically acclaimed as well. And I think the broader, the more mainstream audience starts to recognize that, because you see film and TV synergies with game. So I'm very excited about what's going to happen next, because I think we'll see more cross-media, transmedia initiatives. I do see the extension of games, IPs into games and TV as a positive, absolutely, because it just doesn't gate what we do creatively anymore, where it's easy for games to be seen from people who never game as oh, it's a subculture or it's for children or whatever. It definitely isn't. It's way more diverse than this. So I think permeation between mediums helps with that. In recent years, we've seen way more diverse stories and experiences in games, and I think that's due to the workforce itself being more diverse, which is an amazing thing. More authentic story and voices coming into the forefront and being able to share what matters to them. First of all, Shadow of the Colossus, which is one of my favorite games of all time. It's a story with no words, but it's world building, and I think it's so relevant in our times today, because it's talking about how we destroy a world, essentially, in a beautiful and sad way. So that's one of my favorites. But the other one I have to mention is Unpacking. Again, strangely enough, it's another story with very few words, and it's communicated through the mechanics. But it's very dear to my heart because it's mundane. It's about someone's growing up and moving from house to house, from home to home. And I played it with my children, when at the time they were smaller, my son was 5, but they were participating and putting things away and learning life skills as they did so. You put the socks in the drawer, and this goes into the kitchen, and that was absolutely lovely. People should come to Develop because it's in July, it's lovely weather most of the time, but most of all it's lovely community feel. Face-to-face interaction is very important because we're humans. It's nice to share stories, it's very inclusive and warm atmosphere, and of course there are interesting talks as well to attend.